Jay from Team DMA at it again with another video. This video is going to be regarding the current status of the rogue meta and like top tier style decks. So you have like top tier 2, top tier 1, and then like tier 0. But for this one, we're just going to be covering overall rogue meta and top tier so people kind of get an understanding of what on earth is going on in Yu-Gi-Oh currently. So first we're going to talk about rogue. So every level of deck, like rogue, has like a bottom level, and then it has a mid-level range, and then like a top level range, and then it transitions into meta. And then in the meta you have the low ranking meta, the middle meta, and then the high ranking, and those decks transition into top tier. And you have the same thing there, the lower and the middle and then the top, and then the top entering in like into tier 1 style. And those are the decks that are getting top 10 at regionals and nationals. And I wanted to discuss how everything's moving. It's just getting worse. A lot of people, they're leaving Yu-Gi-Oh thinking, oh, I'll come back when it comes down. They're so dead wrong. When they come back, it's just worse. It's not getting any better. Everyone knows that. Every year it gets worse and worse and worse. And I'm not complaining. I love Yu-Gi-Oh and I love how competitive it is. And I love people making people surrender and bullying these top tier decks because it's hilarious, because I don't play any strong cards and I can destroy them. So I'm enjoying it, but there's a lot of people who are not. They're not enjoying it. And I wanted to make this video to kind of do an overview so people can get a general understanding of what's going on in the battlefield. Like, let's say they're talking about war, but you don't know what's going on, but then they go ahead and they show you the battlefield, and then you can really know what the heck is going on. So I had to pick between like 10 different rogue decks, and I chose this Numeron, I believe it's Numeron. So all these rogue decks are not as weak as they were back in 2020, because that's when I came on board, like 2019, 2020. And back then you can do circles around them, but right now a lot of the rogue are like right before entering meta, and they're actually pretty good. They can beat some of the meta decks. And this is an example with this Doomron deck, so we're gonna take a look at it. So first off, you see here that I went ahead and brought the rod. For the most part, on the meta, they do 2 negates, and they can establish 2-3 more negates and interruptions against you. But for the most part, they'll hit you with 1 or 2, so people could consider this like low level meta, but in reality it's not, because once you get into meta, they're not able to compete. So I just have to be honest and say it's not. It's high ranking rogue. So they hit us with the Imperm. So they are playing some meta cards, meta staples. Souls, Rod got negated, down, Link. Because remember, they stopped us, but they don't really stop anything, right? Everything they do is a waste of their time. We do everything we want anyways. So he's gonna start by playing Lightning Vortex. So at this point, because he's played the hand trap and the Lightning Vortex, he is playing meta style. He is playing meta style because those are the cards that you see in meta, and you even see those cards in top tier. So he's playing a rogue deck, but he's using top tier cards. And you can argue all you want, but the fact that he can negate while it's your turn with nothing on the field, the hand trap, then he could just destroy your whole front board, all your monsters or your stun trap. So it's definitely playing like a meta style with top tier cards. And even though the build is rogue, the cards are top tier, you know? So it makes it strong. So at this point, I would call it meta, but in reality, we're just gonna do this deck a favor. Even though he's like really broken cards, we're still gonna call it rogue. But it's an example to show you how powerful Yu-Gi-Oh is nowadays. So you're gonna be negated, and then you're gonna say bye-bye to everything. Oh, you're bored. and that's just rogue. So everything went bye-bye. Numeron, you already know what it does. It's gonna special summon the crazy, attack, 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 attack. So here in the graveyard he played this card, and it just lets him, for as many XYZ monsters you have, he can draw cards. So Memories of Hope. So this deck, to be honest with you, like if I were to make an assessment, it feels like a meta that's already high level, not low level, not mid level, but high level meta that's gonna transition into top tier style. So people are gonna ask why? Why is that? Because of the type of cards he's playing. That's the aggressiveness of the field. Like let's say they're in a battlefield and someone has a knife compared to someone who has like an AK-47 or an AA-12, the shotgun. It's like you're gonna feel those guns. You know, the knife maybe not so because you can run away or something, but the guns, yeah. So you're gonna feel like, yeah, I'm feeling this one, man. I'm getting shot from far away, or hiding somewhere. They're still gonna shoot you through the wall or whatever. But you get that feeling like, okay, this is serious, man. This isn't no joke. You're not gonna make it. So that puts in question your deck. You know, what type of deck are you playing? Are you also rogue and you thought you were meta? Or are you meta and you thought you were top tier? Because you should be able to beat these decks that are super broken, even though they're composed by a rogue deck. It does attack, 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 and we survive. He activates, and then they have to go because at the end of the turn, remember? So, so at this point, he already negated you twice. So now it's no longer a rogue. Now you know for sure it's a meta style, because they should be able to do 1 to 2 per turn, every turn without fail. So as the duel progresses, even though a lot of people will lie and say, no, you just count it per turn. You don't count the whole duel. They're so dead wrong, because if you didn't count it per duel, then you would never lose. What they're saying is you would only play a card once and you would never play them again the following turn. So they're wrong. That's why when you go to their channel, they suck. They don't know how to beat any top tier decks. They don't have any good duels. They just have a bunch of rogue duels, and a lot of the community loves that because they love the rogue duels. And then they'll post such and such destroys meta when everybody knows that they don't know what they're doing. But most of the people are in the same boat, so they love that stuff. But once you start getting like picky and like not accepting almost anything, like it has to be a bunch of negates, you shouldn't be able to do nothing, your opponent should destroy everything, you shouldn't be able to resolve nothing. Like once you get into that place and win a duel, it's a whole nother story, because those videos are no longer rigged. It's just the reality, and how you, instead of crying and complaining, you just get the job done, period. So at this point it does feel like a mid-level to high-level meta. So we're transitioning into it, and people are gonna say, well, which one is it? Is it a rogue? Is it? Look at it yourself. The deck itself is rogue, but he's putting cards that are making it very powerful. So we're gonna hit with the servant. Activate, draw 2, activate. Remember what I told you? We always do whatever we want regardless of what our opponent does. So here we're gonna be omni-negating and then negating on the field. So now our deck is entering to like a top tier style, and people are like, why? Because you have 1 interruption and 3 negations, 2 with the skill drain and 1 with the right hand, and the interruption with the eternal. So you take control of the duel. Once you establish 3 or 4 total, like a mixture of negations and interruptions, you're already jumping into top tier territory, because from there it goes to 5, 6, 7, and my deck stops at 12 negations and interruptions. There's no way you're winning. And it doesn't decrease. Every turn it gets worse, more and more and more and more, it accumulates. So we're gonna start testing the deck if it really is a top tier or is it a meta or rogue, because if we are playing at a top tier style, we should be able to crush the deck. It doesn't matter where you're at the duel. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 life points or you have just a few cards. Because if you rewind the video, all we had was 2 cards, and he negated one. So all you have is 1 life, right? So from there, I break out and I start playing, and that's what I'm talking about. Having life cards, and getting the job done. No crybabies, no excuses. He's gonna try to hit us with the 4,000. We're gonna activate, block that attack, take the 1,000. Set the card face down. The effect is to XYZ away. Dark Mage back to the field. Set a card face down. Rod for defense. He's gonna Kaiju. We're gonna Omni negate that spell. Having defense, he's gonna flip, attack. And that's all he's got. So from here, we're gonna go into my favorite, the AC 130 special, the 1 card combo. And it's pretty violent. And we're gonna see what we get through all of it. Restage, bring, activate, send, draw 2, activate. Chaos, search, rod, normal, servant, activate, stack, activate in the graveyard, draw, activate, flip, link, pop, activate, eternal, go ahead and banish. We're going ahead and link again, send it to the fence, attack. So we're gonna stop right here. So this is what we got now. We're already in the top tier power. You already saw the top tier power from the earlier round, but we're increasing, going up the ladder. Right now, any of the monsters that come are going to be set on defense. All the XYZ are not gonna help them no more. And then the first spell is gonna be Omni negated, and then the whatever he plays next is getting banished by the excuse me, by the circle. And then anything that would go to the graveyard or anything that would disrupt us, we're gonna go and call by the graveyard. And then just in case you're going to try to say like, oh Jay, you're crazy, you don't know what I'm talking about. At this point, there is no existing deck that can stop this. You can't stop it. The only thing you would do was evenly, but we are gonna be entering a Dragoon pretty soon to have the Omni negate on top of everything. So pretty much you're not gonna have anything to do. There's no cards that exist, no decks that exist that can help you. The Kaijos won't help you. Nothing's gonna help you. So if you count it, you have discounted negations. You have 1-2 with the skill rank, 1-2, and then 3 with the right hand, and then the interruptions. You got 1, 2, 3, and then 4 up here with the Scareclaw. You can't target it, can't get rid of it. Everything goes to the fence. So it's three negations, 4 interruptions. So in your hand you have the 5th interruption because you can activate the effect to remove, bring in the fence, and that'll search the dress worm, and that's gonna open more combos. And from there, we're going to be drawing the route with the Dark Magician combo, and then we're gonna be entering Dragoon like I had said earlier. So in total, it's 3 negations, 5 interruptions, and building, because after that it'll be Dragoon. So it'll be 4 negations and 5 interruptions, and you're already at 9, and you're gonna be increasing more and more. You have like 3 or 4 more left. And at that point, right, your opponent, there's nothing he can do. We don't want to win the duel. We're just showing the opponent that there's no cards that can help him. There's nothing he can do, and he has to surrender. So I gave him a chance, and he decided the right thing. He's like, I'm not gonna waste this guy's time. And here's where people hate me, hate my channel, because they say, Jay's crazy, he's stupid, he does unnecessary things. It's my fault that I can do what I want. It's my fault that I can control my opponent to surrender. Because that's what I want to do. But you go to the other channels, when they pass the turn and don't let the opponent, and they let the opponent go, they lose. They hit them with the evenly match, or they hit them with kaijus and they lose the dual feather. Me, none of that works. Feather's not gonna help you. The kaijus won't help you. Evenly matched won't help you. There is no cards that exist that can help you. You're gonna lose. You only have one way to go to surrender. All those cards in his hand are gonna be negated and interrupting. And like I said, I'm gonna be building up 4 negations more. So there's nothing he can do. This is this was a rogue style, but with top tier cards. So I would consider this a meta deck, mid-range meta, because it is powerful. You can argue it's not, but I mean, I know that if we go to your channel, anybody's channel, and they take the negations I did plus the destruction, they would lose. But me, I'm not affected. It doesn't do anything. We still do what we want. So here's an example of the current style of a deck that is meta, but is made into a hybrid, like a top level meta, playing the hand traps and whatnot. So the good thing about this video is that we got to cover two styles: the basic rogue, then also the top level meta. After this, we will be showing you like a basic rogue, and then we're gonna be jumping into the top tier style of deck profiles. It's all versus the AC 130. So hopefully you liked the video. Comment, subscribe, give it a like, share. Let me know if you have any questions and concerns. And then also, thanks for everyone who's been commenting, liking. And I am gonna be having another giveaway. We have a lot of giveaways here. We just did, I think, like 6 giveaways recently, and I'll be doing more soon. And for the people that are asking for the quarter century, I'll see what I could do. But you guys gotta help me reach the 1K subscribers so YouTube can start paying me for the videos, and I can utilize that money to buy free cards for you guys. Because I've been telling you guys, as soon as I reach the 1,000 and the channel starts giving me income, I'm gonna use a large portion of that to do giveaways for you guys, because I already do it as it is, but it's coming out of my pocket. But I would like it if it came out of the channel, meaning you guys are getting rewarded for your help. And thanks a lot. God bless. Take care, and Dark Magic Attack.